ahead and pause this to right now. Now I'm going to go ahead and circle where we have that rotation. So this is where we are seeing that rotating storm. So to the north of Baghdad. So if you got this warning, you're in Baghdad, this rotation is just to the north of you, but you need to be getting into your safe place. This is going to be moving very quickly to the north and to the east. Let's go ahead and take a look at what is in the path of this tornado warned storm. So a little track there looks like it is going to be moving over 89, right? That is exactly where that rotation is right now. I'm going to go ahead and take that off and take that off. Let's go ahead and look to downstream from this rotating storm. So right now to the north of Milton, this is north of I-10. So if you are north in I-10 in Milton, you need to be getting in your safe place. That is where we have our tornado warning in effect. We are seeing the indication that we have a thunderstorm that is capable of producing a tornado. That is what a radar indicated system is. So it does look like that rotation is getting a little bit tighter. So this is where you need to be staying in that safe place. Milton, it is right over you right now. So if you are getting that alert on your phone, if you can hear me, you need to be getting into the centermost part of the structure you are in, away from any windows and doors, and you need to be at the bottom level. Now, if you know anyone in Milton, if you are watching us from somewhere else, go ahead and give them a call. Let them know that there is a tornado warning. They need to be in their safe place. This is moving right over Milton currently, should be tracking to the east as we go into the next few minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom out so you can get a little bit of your bearings. So this is right now, the rotation is to the north of I-10 in Milton. Now, if this holds together, it might be making its way closer to I-10. So anybody traveling or about to travel, this is also something you need to be watching, because right now, the rotation over Milton, moving to the east, we will see this move out of that warning box within the next 20 minutes, but until then we are still going to be tracking this, still showing a strong indication that we have rotation still right over Milton. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom a little bit closer, see if we can get a closer look at some of these roads. Maybe you can get some road names. So this is where we have the rotation right now. So we have Winston Brown Road, that is right under that rotation, Earl Cooley Road. So this is where you need to be in your safe place if you recognize the name of any of these roads. Let's go ahead and look a little bit downstream, because you need to be staying in your safe place too. Pat Brown Road, if you are in Pat Brown Road, Parker Road, if you recognize any of these roads, get in your safe place. Now what we mean when we say safe place is that's going to be the centermost part of your house at the lowest level. You need to be getting away from any windows, away from any doors. Cover your head with a helmet, blankets, pillows. Make sure that head is protected as this system moves over you. Now we are still seeing that rotation very close to Milton right now. That is where we are seeing the indication of rotation. Now the latest scan that has just come in, it does look a little more broad, but we still have a good indication of rotation. Right now, it is to the north of Baghdad, north of I-10, but if it does continue this track towards the east, it will be making its way closer to I-10. So anyone within this red polygon, you need to be getting into your safe place. Now, right now, this rotation is to the north of Highway 90. Now, this could be making its way closer to Highway 90 if it continues that track towards the east. Once again, get in that safe place if you live near I-90, especially to the north of Highway 90, Highway 90, that is where you need to be taking shelter in your safe place. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom out for you so we can kind of see. Let's go ahead and play this forward, see where this system is tracking. So once again, rotation was initially indicated right by Milton. So I'm going to go ahead and pause it, because this is where we had the best rotation scan. Let me go ahead and zoom back. So this is where this tornado warning was initially issued. Now you can see as it moved past Milton and it was continued to push to the east, we're actually seeing an indication that that rotation is a little bit weaker. We're not seeing as bright of those greens, as bright of those reds, because close together. So that does mean rotation is a little more broad. That is some good news, but where this was initially warned at, we definitely had rotation. This is right over looks like 184A. That is where we had that rotation start, and now it has moved to the east. So tornado warning is still in effect. We are still seeing an indication that it is rotating. This is a radar indicated tornado, but still need to be staying in your safe place, getting away from any windows and doors. Now let's go ahead and see where that rotation is right now, because last we checked, it did look like it is moving away from the city of Milton. So Milton, you are now starting to see that rotation leave you. Now, this is some good scans that we are seeing. We are seeing that it is getting a little more broad, so that is some good news. But still, if you are near Indian Ford, you need to be in your safe place. Now, one thing that looks interesting, it looks like we still have a little notch here, maybe even to the north. So we'll stick with this to see what the National Weather Service does. Still dealing with a rotating storm, even though it does look like it is rotating a little more broadly now, but we are still under a tornado warning. If you are in this red polygon, go ahead and take shelter. Milton, we are seeing this move closer to the east of you, so you are about to be clear from this tornado warning, but still in that polygon, still need to be staying in your safe place. So the system right now is moving closer to I-10. So let's look at that rotation. You can see very tight rotation there where this was initialized. It got a little more broad as it moved towards the east. We'll see if the National Weather Service continues this, but we are still seeing rotation. So now Milton has been cut out of that tornado warning. This has moved to the east of you now, but we still have that little notch there. So this is why we still have that tornado warning in effect. Now this is getting very close to Highway 90. So if you are near Highway 90, especially to the north of Highway 90, right close to I-10, you need to be taking shelter, getting in your safe place. If you know someone in this region, you need to be telling them that they need to get into their safe place. Now let's go ahead and take a look where this system is heading, because it is moving very fast to the east. Now, if it does continue that track to the east, it could be passing over I-10. Now, Holt, it does look like this will pass very close to you. If this does hold together, if this does still show some rotation, within the next 14, 15 minutes, this will be right on top of you. So you are at the edge of that tornado warning. You need to be getting in your safe place. You still have a little bit of time to get there, but you need to get there as soon as you can. Once again, lowest level of this structure you are in, away from any windows and doors, and you need to be making sure that you have something to cover your head with in case this tornado comes over you. So that looks like the latest scan. Now we are starting to see an indication that maybe it's trying to wrap back up. So still dealing with rotation here. That's that little notch area that we are looking at. Now this is still tracking more towards the east than to the northeast, but it is very close to Highway 90, possibly even right over Highway 90 now, just to the north of I-10. These are both areas that need to be watching this very closely, staying in your safe place. Do not get out yet. We are still going to be watching this system. Now, this was initialized around Milton. Milton, you are no longer in that tornado warning, but if you live right outside of Milton, just to the east, you are still in that warning, especially along the I-10 Highway 90 area. That is where we are seeing that rotation, still dealing with that tornado warning. So it does look like with that next scan, still dealing with some rotation here. That is where we are going to be watching for the possibility of a tornado. Let's look at the roads there. Does look like it is right over Highway 90 now to the north of I-10. It will be making its way closer to I-10 very shortly. So if you live close to I-10, get in your safe place. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in closer. Now, if you are just now joining me, we are tracking a tornado warning that is in just now to the east of Milton. Let's go ahead and zoom out so you can get your bearings a little bit better. This is in Santa Rosa County. This storm will be tracking towards the east. Possibly, if this does stay together, it could make its way into Okaloosa County. So we are going to be tracking this all the way across northwest Florida, still seeing indications of rotation. We will be watching this as it moves closer to I-10 as well. Now let's go ahead and zoom in closer to where we have that rotation, where you need to be possibly seeing that rotation move closer to you. Now let's look upstream because we see some more roads a little bit further upstream from this. So this looks like, it's hard for me to read, Deaton Bridge Road. If you are close to Deaton Bridge Road, that is where you need to be taking safe place. This is where this rotation is going to be moving close to. Hatcher Street, this is also going to be moving close to you. Sunup Court, that is also close to you. That is where that rotation looks like it is heading. Floridale, also going to be seeing this move very close to you. Now, we did see this storm move really tighten up that rotation closer to Milton. And you can see as we back it up, that is where we had some of the tightest rotation where this was initialized, and then it continued towards the east. Now it got a little more broad, but it is looking like it might start to tighten up. Now we are seeing some indication that maybe it is getting a little tighter just to the north of I-10, some stronger rotation north of I-10. Now this is a radar indicated tornado. Haven't seen anything confirmed yet, but you need to be in your safe place. Once again, Floridale, you do have a little bit of time to get into your safe place, but you need to be getting there as soon as possible. This will be with you within the next few moments. Let's go ahead and look at how far off this is. 5 minutes. So if you are in Floridale, if you are watching me from there, you got the alert on your phone, you're tuned in, you need to be in your safe place. That's the lowest level of your structure that you're in, away from windows and doors, and you need to be at the lowest level. So let's go ahead and take a wider look at this storm system, because still dealing with this rotation here in Santa Rosa County. Now, this does look like it is still showing rotation. It could be moving over into Okaloosa County. So let's go ahead and take a look further stream, because it will be moving through closer to Floridale. This could also be passing I-10. So if you live near I-10 around Santa Rosa County or Walton or Okaloosa County, you need to be taking shelter. It does look like they just reissued that tornado warning, sort of adjusted it there, because it does look like it is moving towards the moving a little bit towards the south. And it does look like we have a live picture up now. Where are we seeing that? If somebody's in the back, can y'all tell me where that live picture is? Santa Rosa. Okay, so this is a live look in Holt, and that is looking like that is where we are going to have that rotation track to. So this is a look at the timing of that. Holt, you could be seeing this pass close to you within the next 15 minutes. You need to be getting into your safe place, or really within the next 11 minutes. That's what this is indicating. So if you are in Holt or anywhere within this warning box, if you got an alert on your phone, you need to be staying in your safe place. If you just tuned in, you got that warning and you are in Milton, that is now to your east. That tornado warned storm is now to your east. Now, the next few scans that we've seen, it does look like that rotation is getting a little bit tighter, still to the north of Highway 90. So Highway 90, this is going to be where this is going to track right along. It looks like it is going to be making its way closer to Floridale. So if you can hear me, you're in Floridale. This is going to be on top of you within the next few minutes. You need to be in your safe place. If you are listening to me and you know someone in that area, tell them to get into their safe place. That rotation does look like it is getting a little bit tighter just to the north of I-10, to the north of Highway 90, right where that circle is, that is where the rotation is. So I'm going to zoom in, see if we do have any roads, any residential roads that you may notice. So there's that rotation where you have the greens next to the reds. So there does look like there is a residential road. That is that Deacon Bridge Road that I was talking about earlier. This is going to be on top of you now. You need to be in your safe place. You need to already be sheltered. Lowest level of your house, away from any windows, away from any doors. That rotation still looking like it is getting a little bit tighter, a little bit stronger, closer to you. Some other residential roads, Boundary Lane Road. That's also going to be in the path of this. Deception Road, that is also, even if you are close to this, if I don't call out your road, but this is close to you, you need to be in your safe place. It does look like that rotation is to the north of that warning box. Now, this latest scan that we're seeing, it may look like it is a little more broad, still very concerning. We're still going to be watching this. There's where the rotation is now. There's that Deacon Bridge Road I was talking about. That is where we are going to have this storm track right over that rotation that has issued that tornado warning. Deacon Bridge Road, in your safe place. This is going to be on top of you within the next minute. Now a little bit further down, Floridale, this is going to be getting very close to you. If you are north of I-10, north of Highway 90, that is where we are talking about. This is Santa Rosa County going into Okaloosa County. That is where this storm is headed right now. I'm going to zoom out for anyone to try to get your bearings a little bit. I know we were taking a very tight shot there. So there's I-10. What we're looking at right now is Santa Rosa County and Okaloosa County. This is the county line. So this rotation is right here. Now it is to the north of that warning box. We'll see if the National Weather Service decides to reissue that warning box because it might get out of that box. So I'm going to go ahead and look to the north of that boundary because we could have the rotation closer to you. So to the north of Floridale, really right over Floridale, that is where we're going to be seeing that rotation track. Now, let's look to the north of this, some of these roads here. We do have Bob Pitts Road. Now that does look like it is a little bit further north of that rotation, but this is going to be very close to you. We could be seeing this track further north. This system does look like it has redeveloped a little bit further north than it initially was found. It was found by the center of that tornado warning, but now it has redeveloped further north, closer to Floridale, north of I-10 and north of Highway 90. So we'll see if they do reissue this, but I would say that where this is headed is a little bit further to the north of that warning box, right over Floridale or close to Floridale. Kelly's Mill will be seeing this within the next 7 minutes. 10 minutes, Galliver. Holt is also going to be very close to where we have this rotation. Now I am going to look at the National Weather Service chat and see if we have any updates, see if there is any indication that we have anything confirmed. Right now, the rotation's still looking good on radar. Not seeing anything from the National Weather Service in terms of if they are going to issue this further north. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything new from the National Weather Service, not seeing if anything has been confirmed with this, but still need to be in your safe place. We still have a good indication that this storm is rotating, that is capable of dropping down a tornado. This is just one of the many threats that we're going to be seeing as these storms move across our region. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom out and just look at this big line that is moving to us right now. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning for the entire band of storms. So regardless of if you are regardless of if you are in this tornado warning, you all need to be staying very safe in this line. We could have damaging wind gusts. We could have hail, already seeing some reports of some small hail. What we're going to be focusing on, though, is this tornado warning because we are also seeing these storms that do have signs of rotation. So this was initially issued just over Milton. Now, it has tracked a little bit to the north of that warning box. It does look like they have made that a little bit of a shorter warning box there, still showing a good sign of rotation though. So what I mean when I say it shows a sign of rotation is where you have those greens and those reds close together. You can see this little key here, inbound versus outbound. So where you have those winds close to each other, what that means is you are seeing two winds that are contradicting each other. That causes spin, and when we see these colors close together, that indicates that that storm is spinning. So right now, it does still look a little more broad, but still warrants a tornado warning, moving very close to Floridale now. Kelly's Mill, this is going to be moving very close to you. Holt, this is also going to be moving very close to you. Galliver as well. Now, it does look like this has stayed north of I-10, so just to the north of I-10, very close to Highway 90, south of Indian Ford. Now, if you are listening to me, I know Indian Ford was in that initial tornado warning. That is no longer the case. You are now in the clear from that tornado warning. That system, that rotating system, has now moved on to your east. Now, the latest scan that has just come in, it does look a little more broad, so that is some promising news there, but it does still show signs of some rotation. This is going to carry into Okaloosa County, so if you're in Okaloosa County, this should be passing over the county line very shortly. A little more broad rotation there, but that broad rotation is right over I-10. Now, sometimes with these storms, what we can see is we can see them spin up very fast. So there's a chance with that broad rotation, we could have something spin up very fast over I-10. So everyone within this warning box, once again, needs to be taking shelter. This also includes Holt, Floridale, Kelly's Mill. Now Parkerville, it does look like that system has moved to your north and to your east. So this is moving out of your area. That rotating storm is now moving out of your region, but anyone that is to the east of this rotation, you need to be taking shelter. So this does include 90 going all the way into Okaloosa County. This does include I-10 on the Santa Rosa-Okaloosa County line. Now, we are going to have this move very close to Holt. I know we had a live view of Holt earlier. Right now, we are seeing this storm a little more broad. So we just got the latest scan in. Still looks like some broad rotation, but I'm going to go ahead and circle where we have that rotation because it is right over I-10 now. I-10 and Highway 90, still broad, still a wide area. This looks like one of our highway cameras here. Okay, so this is just south of Holt. This is I-10 just south of Holt. So if this rotation does pass right over that, we will be able to see, well, really with this storm, you won't be able to see anything just because this is going to be embedded within a heavy band of rain. So if you are in this tornado warning, just make sure you are staying sheltered. You're probably not going to be able to see this as it moves close to you, but it will be moving over close to Holt, close to I-10 as we go into the next few minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and take that bubble off real quick. Let's go ahead and take a look downstream from this. So there is an approximate look at where we have that rotation. It might be moving into Gallagher within the next 6 minutes. So this is going to be moving very fast to the east. Now, does look like they have just expired that, so we did see it getting a little more broad. Still showing signs of broad rotation, but it does look like they have allowed that to expire. So let's go ahead and take a look real quick at that band of storms. Now, they have expired that warning, but we still have a wide range of severe thunderstorm warnings for our entire area. This band will be moving throughout the rest of the afternoon, so make sure you are already in your safe place just because these storms could produce damaging winds, hail. We also have that embedded tornado threat. So I'm going to go ahead and throw it to regular programming and stay safe out there. We will hop on if anything else gets issued.